like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Cause I've been living life right like I could just die.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wrestling News. We're here live. I know we took a little bit of break yesterday, but we're here live to do what we do best, and that is entertain you. No matter it's our wrestling news, no matter it's the Watchalong, we are here around the clock, around the year, every single day, just to entertain you and talk about wrestling. And tonight, we're going to be watching AEW Dynamite. It's supposed to be a show that people are looking forward to. And there are more than one reasons to look forward to it. You know, we've got a lot of stuff that people are talking about. Of course, Tony Khan is here. Good to see you, Nathan. Good to see you. Jamie says you're live early today. I like giving, people some surprises here and there, and that's why we're here, and we're here live. And yes, just like I was saying, tonight is supposed to be a game changer for AEW. And that's what Chris Jericho says. He says that tonight, the massive announcement coming from Tony Khan, the AEW president, CEO, general manager, and head of creative team, Tony Khan is going to be making a huge announcement, which is supposed to be a game changer. I mean, lots of people are talking about it. Some are saying that, hey, it could be a new talent acquisition, which Tony Khan has actually gone out of his way to say that it is not indeed a talent acquisition, not this time. It is not a last dance or the first dance with like CM Punk and Keith Lee. This is about business. This is about AEW's growth as a business. And why should the fans be excited about it? I mean, sure, business, booming, it's good. It's good for pro wrestling. It's good for pro wrestling fans in general. But why should people be excited about this particular announcement? And why is he hyping it up for tonight for a television show? I mean, if this was something that's good for business, it could have been done via a press release or a press conference. Why a television show is the question that a lot of people have in mind, including myself. We're going to touch base on more on this announcement and what could it be. But before that, welcome, Nathan, to the stream. I know you're excited for the Tony Khan announcement, but let me know, why are you excited for it? Why are you looking forward to it? What is it about the Tony Khan announcement that you're looking forward to the most? And what do you think could the announcement be? Let me know, what do you think? I mean, there are some rumors going around, some potential spoilers going around. Do you believe in those or not? Let me know. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Tista's here. Good to see you. Hope you're all doing well, guys. And just like I said, it's supposed to be a massive, massive night for AEW. And Chris Jericho has actually gone on record. And D-Star is here. D-Star, good to see you. And D-Star says, I don't know about his announcement. LOL. They are usually let down. That's right. And Chris Jericho actually says that if the rumors, and he went on Twitter to say this, that if the rumors are true, and I'm hearing they're true, you're not going to want to miss Tony Khan's huge announcement tonight on AEW Dynamite. It's a game changer for sure. Tag AEW. This is what Chris Jericho actually went on Twitter to talk about. And, and he says that if the rumors are true, it's something big. So that basically points to the fact that rumors are most likely true. And if you're not sure how big of a deal this announcement is, we know for sure that AEW CEO Tony Khan is actually going to be live, and he's going to be in the ring to make his announcement tonight. So it's a big deal. And it has to be big. That's right. Some great announcement for sure. It's going to be happening tonight. And we know that it's going to be a big deal because he will be delivering the announcement in the ring. The last time he said he was going to make an announcement, Keith Lee showed up. While watching the show, a lot of us were feeling that, hey, you know what? Maybe Tony Khan should have not, said that he was going to make the announcement because he never actually got to the ring or got backstage via satellite to make the announcement at all. None of that happened. We just got Keith Lee's debut, which was pretty good in itself, but they promised a Tony Khan announcement, which never happened. Tonight, that's right, he comes for a big announcement, and tonight's supposed to be a really big one because he will be making it in the ring, live in the ring, in the middle of the crowd at AEW Dynamite. And he actually got on Busted Open Radio. Now, Busted Open Radio, we know that's a radio show where Mark Henry, AEW's guy, Mark Henry is there anyways. So he revealed on Busted Open Radio, Tony Khan during his appearance said that he will be delivering the announcement in the middle of the ring. And he says that he only appears in front of a live Dynamite crowd for the most important circumstances. And this will be just the second time he has appeared live on AEW's flagship TV show, which is AEW Dynamite. Yeah, and you know what, Chris? I mean, you talk about Chris Jericho, you talk about CM Punk, you talk about all the stars that came in. Tony Khan never actually got there to make the announcement that, you know what, we've booked everybody. But this time he's got to be live. And from what rumors are saying, it's supposed to be some kind of a deal that they have nailed with HBO Max, which is good for them and good for pro wrestling in general. It's definitely going to help pro wrestling, which is what we all want at the end of the day. No matter what company you're rooting for, you want, good to see everybody tuning in, thank you. You want pro wrestling to succeed. And with, things like these happening, signing with, the likes of HBO Max, it only helps pro wrestling in general, and it helps get pro wrestling to more fans out there, more audiences out there that are not fully exposed to pro wrestling and they don't know what the crazy world of wrestling is all about. So this announcements like these definitely going to help that. Good to see you. And Tony Khan, and I'm going to quote him from the Busted Open Radio. This is what he said. He said, "We have done 126 episodes so far, and this is only going to be the second time I've ever gone out to the ring to talk about this on the show. The very first time was obviously different circumstances. It was Brody Lee tribute show, and it's only under the most important circumstances that I'll go out there. This is a very different circumstance and a more joyous occasion, certainly, and I'm really looking forward to it this time. It is supposed to change the industry. It is supposed to make a shift. It is supposed to be a game changer, as Chris Jericho is calling it. So we're all looking forward to it. Let's see what the announcement is all going to be. But you know what, guys? We're here for some fun. We're here to do what we do best, and that is watch wrestling and talk wrestling and entertain each other. You guys keep me entertained. I keep you entertained, and that's just how our relationship goes. And D-Star says it has to be a streaming kind of thing like HBO, so you can stream all the historic content. That's right. And supposedly there's also something to do with an international show, international wrestling promotion. I mean, something is going on right there. The word's out there that there's the term international that's been thrown around while talking about all of this. Now, when you talk about international, you talk about wrestling. You can look at Mexico, you can look at Japan, you can look at India, which is also a very emerging market when it comes to professional wrestling. Bobby, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you. It's so good to see everybody here. AEW has done 126 episodes of Dynamite. The number of Wrasslinews watchalongs will overtake. That's right, D-Star. And I guess we're very close to that. But yeah. So what I was saying was that it's going to be a good one. It's going to be definitely a good show, and we just have to see where it goes. But the term international is also being thrown around when it comes to the rumors related to the announcement. And we talk about international market. I mean, instantly the first few countries that come to mind are Japan, Mexico, and of course, India, because it's an emerging market when it comes to wrestling talent. You look at Impact Wrestling with Bhupinder Gujjar, with the like of Shera. You look at AEW with the Punjabi Robo. You look at all these different talents, or you look at WWE, Veer Mahan, Jinder Mahal. Then you've got Shanky, lots of emerging stars coming out of India. So if AEW is not fully invested into that country and they're not doing something with India, which they should, they're going to be missing out. So let's see what the international term is being used for. If it actually comes out to be true, that only time will tell, and time is not too far away because we're just about 10 minutes or 11 minutes away from AEW going live. So it should be good. Let's see how it goes. Oh, I have some breaking news. Ninja Mac is wrestling at Ring of Honor on April 1st. That's awesome, Bobby. April 1st, Ninja Mac. That is great. I will see if I can do this watch along, but I would absolutely love to. I'll keep you up to date. And I must tell you again one more thing, guys. Starting today, you're going to see a major change in all of our watch-alongs. And by major change, I mean that the watch-alongs are only going to get better. Yes, it will be me who will be calling the action on all of our watch-alongs moving forward. Me and only me. And but I'll tell you something: the watch-alongs are only gonna get better. The watch-alongs will be of a kind that you've never seen on YouTube before. They will be a format that has never been seen, and they're only gonna get better. So you're in. Thank you so much for supporting Wrestling News all this time, and this is the time when we need your support the most. So, yes. Now, moving forward, it's going to be a new format, a new drive, a new, era of watch-alongs at Wrestling News, and it's only going to get better. Not just the watch-alongs, but everything else only going to get better. Okay, let's take a look at the current card for tonight's show. So, what we can see right now, thank you so much, Teast. What we can see right now is that Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez versus Jamie Hayter and AEW Women's World Champion Britt Baker is in tonight in the card, which means a tag team match between the women. And then we've got a tag team casino battle royale to determine which team will join the Redragon and AEW World Tag Team Champions Jurassic Express at Revolution. Of course, guys, don't forget, this also happens to be the go-home show for AEW Revolution, which takes place this weekend. So, lots to look forward to. This weekend, I'm going to be live calling the action for AEW's pay-per-view, The Revolution, as well. More to that tonight, we have AEW World Champion Adam Page, who's going to be in action. Hangman Adam Page is going to be joining forces with John Silver and Alex Reynolds, and he's going to be competing against Adam Cole, KOR, and, of course, Bobby Fish. So you've got a little Undisputed Era versus Page, Silver, and Reynolds. And ultimately, of course, the most hyped feature or segment of the show tonight is Tony Khan's massive announcement, which has been talked about a lot. Has been talked about not just by Tony Khan or a few radio shows, but his superstars as well, including Chris Jericho. So lots to be looking forward to tonight as we go live in under 8 minutes. Let's see how it goes. And Bobby says, Alex Zane versus Swerve the Realist thing. There you go, Bobby. And I love that you keep recommending me all these shows. And you know what? Now, as we move forward, I'm going to be taking a lot of requests from you, and I'm going to be doing most of the shows that we speak about here. So, Ring of Honor, Alex Zane, Swerve the Realist. That sounds like a really good deal. Definitely going to be doing it. Thank you so much. Yes, Yellow. We're dressed and we're ready. The room's ready for AEW Dynamite. And we're here for a good night. We're here for a good evening. I'm excited too. Absolutely. And speaking of good things, now we also have some terrible news that's coming up. And this is from somebody that I know WWE was very excited to have on board, and they were hyping it up really a lot. And this is a guy who is a MMA star, and apparently a pro wrestling star too, but I like to call him an MMA star only, Cain Velasquez. Now, he has been hit with 10 charges related to shooting in San Jose, California. And he has been charged with first-degree attempted murder, shooting into an occupied motor vehicle or aircraft, 3 counts of assault with a firearm, 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, carrying a loaded firearm with the intent of committing a felony, and willfully discharging a firearm from a vehicle. And he is currently facing 70 years in prison if convicted. So definitely Cain Velasquez is in a lot of trouble. And this is one guy that WWE was really excited about having on board and having on their show. I don't think that the fans were able to invest into Cain Velasquez as much as WWE was able to. They seemed to take it as a big deal. Not the fans, though. Not them. And he did appear for, a couple shows. He appeared for the Saudi Arabian show. So good for him. But right now, he is facing a really terrible time in his life. And it's due to his own actions. So, yeah, we hope that justice prevails. And speaking of justice, our thoughts and our prayers is with everybody right now in Ukraine, and we cannot hide away from the fact that there is a war going on as we speak, and we're fortunate enough to get on YouTube and to get in the comfort of our homes and talk about pro wrestling. We're very fortunate, but a lot of people right now are not even fortunate enough to stay inside their very homes and feel safe. A lot of people are being asked to evacuate their homes and flee their cities and flee their country for the sake of their lives. A lot of people are being asked to leave their husbands behind, to leave their fathers behind, and to leave. A lot of kids and women are being asked to leave, or they're leaving with their people behind. And I cannot shy away or hide away from the fact that the world is in a very bad place right now, and we need to send our prayers and our thoughts to the people in Ukraine. And while we do that, we also must make sure that we don't create a stereotype for people in Russia that all of them are bad people, because they're not. I've spoken to people on both sides of the border. I have friends on both sides of the borders, and they're disturbed by what's happening. Nobody wants to see this. So let's send our prayers to the people in Ukraine, but also let's not, hate on everybody in Russia, because nobody wants this war. Moving on, I just had to put this out there because you cannot, do these shows and talk about wrestling or watch wrestling tonight without thinking about the people who are suffering right now. Everybody's a human, and we should be sending our prayers to everybody. That's right. That's right. Why do they do this? I'm not sure. Thank you so much for the compliment. Thank you. That's right. And yes, so we have another very interesting news that's coming up, and that is that NXT 2.0, yes, that's right, the revamped and the new, colorful, and improved NXT 2.0 is actually drawing very, very bad ratings. NXT 2.0 is actually the least watched episode this past week on the USA Network. So the whole channels, NXT UK is the least watched, and it only drew about 551,000 viewers this past Tuesday, yesterday itself, which was down almost about 10% from last week. This makes NXT 2.0 one of the least watched episodes on the USA Network. Is just going terribly wrong for them. As we spoke about earlier, the reason there's always a NXT star feuding with an AEW star these days is because WWE sees it as a way to help boost both the show's ratings. Since both the shows are on USA Network, they want to use both NXT 2.0 as well as Raw to help boost each other's ratings. And we're going to be seeing NXT stars and Raw stars feuding, over and over for a foreseeable future, because that's how WWE sees that the ratings will help for both the shows. The awareness will help. The brand awareness for NXT 2.0 will also help if they're feuding with Raw stars. So WWE is still trying hard, but as the ratings from this past Tuesday suggest, things are not really turning out to be in their favor. Now, also something to take into consideration is that the coverage of President Joe Biden in the State of Union address also dominated the TV networks last night, and that's something that people actually tuned into. So they might actually have tuned out of wrestling last night to tune into the State of the Union address, which was very important. So that also could have hurt the ratings, but it is what it is, and the ratings last night were just not good. They were not good. And my cousins were in Ukraine. They had to leave. That's terrible. That is horrible. And my thoughts and my prayers are with your cousins and with everybody who is being forced to leave their place, because nobody deserves this, and nobody should see such a time where they are forced to leave their countries or their homes. It's terrible. Hope they keep safe, and we're continuously praying for all of them. That's right, NXT. It's turned out to be a little bit of a joke now, but it is what it is. Jacob, good to see you, brother. Thank you for tuning in. We are live. We're here talking about AEW Dynamite, as it's supposed to go live very, very soon. And right now, we're about 1 minute away, a minute away from AEW Dynamite going live. Will Raleigh, brother, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Wonder if Mr. Cesaro is on Dynamite tonight. That's interesting. Now, we know that Cesaro is a free agent immediately, right? I mean, he left the company and he was a free agent. He was a free bird who was ready to go wherever. So it's interesting. And speaking of being ready to go wherever, he is definitely and certainly ready to go to AEW Dynamite, showing up there tonight. He's free to do it. So it could be happening. Let's see if it actually happens. We will have to see. Who do you think will go to AEW next? I think Will Riley said it right here, brother. Cesaro could be it. Start soon. Hope it's a good show. I hope so too, brother. I hope so too. Thank you so much. And you are very kind and supportive as well. And just like I said earlier, starting today, it's going to be just me. It's going to be Wrassingh calling the action on wrestling news every single day. Just me and me alone. And it is time when I need your support the most. So everybody here who's who spares their time, their precious time, to spend time with us and watch wrestling with us, I need your support. And thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, let's see. AEW. Okay, Tony Khan is kicking off the show. He's here in the middle of the ring. That's awesome. Warrior Wrestling. That's awesome. Yeah. Let's see what Tony Khan has to say. He's here. He's smiling. Okay. He has the microphone in hand right now. He says that I'm not going to take a lot of your time. I'll make sure that we get to wrestling ASAP. So, Goldberg. That's an interesting one, Jacob. Okay. Let's see. So Tony Khan says this is the biggest week in the history of AEW, which is a bold statement because they have definitely seen some big weeks, including CM Punk's debut, Keith Lee's debut, a lot of the stuff. Let's see. What does he have to say? He says when we started AEW 3 years ago, it was in the parking lot. So he's referring to the little press conference they did in the parking lot 3 years ago. And right now they're here in this very building. What? What? He's mentioned ROH. Oh my gosh. Tony Khan is the new owner. Tony Khan is the new owner of Ring of Honor. He's the new ROH owner. Wow. One of the biggest events they ever had. And the first show, the Era of Honor begins. The main event, you were there? Well, you know who else was there? He was out in the parking lot. Christopher Daniels. He's an AEW original. He's a Ring of Honor original. Wow. He's been there for the start of both companies. What? And the man he wrestled, neither one of them won that night in the main event, and it's been eating both of them up for 20 years. The man he wrestled is here tonight, and it's the man who's going to wrestle Jon Moxley at Revolution for the first time ever in Daily's life. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Okay, so Tony Khan is now the new principal owner of ROH. Not only does Tony Khan own AEW, he also owns ROH. I mean, already ROH, before it ran out of business, was one of the most talked about, the most known wrestling promotions out there. Now Tony Khan owns not just AEW, which is the second largest wrestling promotion in the world, but he also owns ROH, which is also one of the best and biggest wrestling promotions or chased after wrestling promotions in America. This is huge. Do you think Seth Rollins will go to AEW? Anything can happen right now. And I like Tony Khan. The reason why I like him because he stays true to his words. When AEW started off, he said that, you know what, guys, I'm not going to be an on-screen character. I'm not going to be involved in the storyline. And just like he said earlier, 164 shows or whatnot. He has never been in the ring except for the one time when there was the tribute show for John Huber. He had to be there in the middle of the ring, and he was in the middle of the ring tonight to make that big announcement, which is that he is now the new principal owner of Ring of Honor. That's right. Tony Khan, not only does he own AEW, he now also owns Ring of Honor, ROH Wrestling. And if you weren't already aware, ROH went out of business some time back, late last year, because of the whole pandemic, because of the budget cuts. It had to shut off temporarily. And until then, Impact Wrestling gave them a home, gave them a shelter. ROH got some shelter. ROH Championship was being defended at Impact Wrestling, and now what we know is that ROH is getting back to business, is returning to business, and is returning to business thanks to Tony Khan, who now not only owns AEW but also ROH. This is huge. This is big. Tony Khan is a new owner. Maybe Shane will team up with him. It could happen, Ricky. Absolutely could happen. Is this the first time that we're seeing a wrestling promoter own two major wrestling promotions out there? Is this the first time? If anybody here knows any other promoter who has actually owned two promotions at the same time before, let me know. But this definitely is huge. And from what I can tell and what I know, I think this is the first time ever, so it's very historic. Let's see how it all turns out. It is really insane. Very, very insane. Absolutely. Maybe Edge or AJ Styles go to AEW in September of 2020 and anything can happen. I don't think AJ Styles or Edge though. I mean, I think they're hanging up their boots in WWE, but we'll see. Is New Hope for ROH? That's right. Anything can happen. AJ, you need to interview Tony Khan someday. I'd love to. And it might happen. We'll see. Solo AJ, that's right, AC. Thanks for tuning in. And from today, you're only gonna get Solo AJ on Wrestling News. It's just me. And just like I said, all these months, I've been running Wrestling News for about 5 years, over 5 years, right? And I have given this company or this little passion project, as I like to say, of my blood, my sweat, and my heart for over 5 years. And I tried to set up a team. I had some volunteers. I tried to set up a team, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. People have different plans, and some people, they want to get on board and they want to snatch it away. What you've built in 5 years, they want to snatch it away in just a few months, and that's where you have to draw a line. And yes, and that's why starting today, it's just me, and I'm going to be doing the shows. And as I said earlier, guys, I need your support more than ever now. Solo AJ, Wrassingh is here, and he will be here every single day, starting today, for every single wrestling show out there that's on TV and the shows that you asked me to do. I'm going to be here, going to be doing the news, going to be doing the watchalongs, going to be doing everything right here on Wrestling News, and we're going to do it better than anybody else. Thank you so much for the love and support. And Christopher versus Danielson right now going on. A very technical match, as you'd expect it to be as soon as you see these people in the ring. The two people, very technical, very experienced. Just a good look right now. Yeah, look at Brian just working the arm at this very moment. Going for the pinfall. Chris kicks out. Brian tries to get him up. Look at that. Lots of technical wrestling going on. This is what you have to love, right? You have to love this thing. And Will Riley says, Tony Khan wasn't lying. Indeed, a big announcement. Indeed, a massive announcement. Perhaps the biggest he's ever made. And, he's got so many ROH originals here. You've got CM Punk. You've got Bryan Danielson. You've got a lot of ROH alumni in AEW. So right now, I'm pretty sure that they're all happy. They're all smiling at the fact that Tony Khan now owns ROH. So they've come to a new company, but in some way they're still home and still with ROH. It's amazing. It's incredible. So question is, Tony Khan put ROH in TNT? That's a good question, Ricky. Is Tony Khan going to put ROH on national TV, or is Tony Khan going to use ROH as the breeding ground for an upcoming generation of wrestlers? Is he going to use ROH as perhaps the next NXT. It could happen. We'll have to see how it goes out, how it shapes out. But right now, from what I can think, perhaps he uses ROH as the NXT for Dynamite and Rampage. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. I've never seen a promoter own two. Good point, AJ. Thank you, Will. Definitely the first time I'm seeing a promoter own two major wrestling companies at the same time, at the very same time. Very surprising and very cool. This is the first time since that's right, Ricky here calls it as it is. Shane was the person who actually somewhat owned two companies. I mean, of course, the WWE was there, and the WCW, and the McMahons were owning two promotions back then, still do. So it's awesome, Ricky, that you pointed that out. This is the first time that this has happened. And 2001, fast forward 21 years later, now Tony Khan is making history, which is amazing, Vince owned That's right, Renegade. That's right, brother. Vince owned WWF and WCW. That's correct. 2K22 will be next Friday. Jacob, absolutely. It's coming out. On Friday for the people who buy the standard edition. But if you go on for the deluxe edition, you're actually going to get it 3 days earlier. So, it's coming out and it's very hyped. And from what I can tell, and I've spoken to some people who are involved with 2K, and they have told me that the game is really good, really polished, no glitches, no patches needed. It's supposed to be a good game, and I'm looking forward to it. Very, very looking forward to it. This is true. What about Vince now? His reaction to this? I don't think he's going to care, because Vince is stubborn. We know he's the stubborn cat now. He doesn't care. So I don't think he's going to care, but it's going to be interesting how he reacts to it. By the way, can we just take a moment to appreciate this match going on right now? Christopher, Danielson, both of them just putting it out, giving it all in the ring right now. Very technical wrestling, a lot of technical wrestling, hard-hitting moves. And I think this is the perfect match to follow up to that Tony Khan announcement. Two people who are just so good in the ring, ROH alumni, kicking off the show, following that announcement. Wonderful choice of matchup. Amazing. Did Tony Khan talk about this early? I don't believe so. I think perhaps he'll have a media scrum following Dynamite, but I don't believe that he actually spoke about this before getting live. He did say that, he was going to make a major announcement, which is going to be perhaps the biggest announcement in AEW's history, which it really turned out to be, but he did not mention that he was actually bought ROH. But I'm pretty sure there will be a media scrum following Dynamite tonight, and we're going to be looking forward to it. And with ROH now on board, and just like I said, if ROH serves as the NXT to Rampage and Dynamite, they could actually use the talent that they're having in AEW, now in ROH as well. Maybe the unused talent goes to ROH. They get better, and once they're ready for the main picture, they're brought on to the main roster, which is Dynamite or Rampage. So very exciting. Let's see how it all turns out, how it plays out. I'm loving the wrestling I'm seeing right now. Danielson looks like he's just starting off the match. He looks so fresh, so energetic. I can't believe that this guy was made to retire some time ago. This guy, look at him. He's great. He loves wrestling, and it shows every time he's in the ring. It's a big announcement, but not as big as I thought. Won't make much difference in the bigger picture of growing ratings and getting to WWE's level. That's right. D-Star, I agree. It's definitely a big announcement. But again, we heard some rumors about HBO Max and stuff like that. So none of that actually happened. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know I think this is a bigger announcement than HBO. I'm pretty sure about that. But let's see how it turns out. I think the announcement was decent. Now, are they going to be able to pull it off? Are they going to be able to make the best out of the two promotions that they now own? That is something we'll have to see, D. Absolutely. Sorry, AJ. Do ROH have no wrestlers? Everyone's contract is finished. That's right. Everybody was let go, Will. Everybody was let go. And they were said that they would be back and they would be bringing them back. But as we can see at Impact Wrestling, we saw it at the last pay-per-view, which was No Surrender. We saw this team called Honor No More, which is Maria Kanellis, Mike Bennett, and all these people, PCO and everybody. They actually won the match, and they're staying in Impact Wrestling. We know that for sure. So we'll have to see if the former ROH talent returns. I would have assumed that they would, because some of them at least, because you need to get that ROH feel before they went out the show, right? So that has to happen. But everybody's gonna return. I highly doubt it. I doubt it will rally. We'll have to see. And you know what? I have another thing in mind. I'll talk to you about it before. But before that, I'll just take this comment real quick. Oh, Bryan Danielson, though. Whenever I look at the screen and I look at Bryan Danielson, he's just so good. Catches me off guard. Who you think will be returning to WWE next? That's a good question. Dwayne Johnson? No, not Dwayne. I don't see Dwayne returning. And actually, it's a very good question. I don't see any returns happening at WrestleMania this year. Celebrity appearances. Floyd Mayweather. I think Floyd Mayweather is going to be making some WWE appearances soon. From what I've heard, he is going to be getting into the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2022. So we could be seeing Floyd Mayweather in some way return to the WWE, at least for the Hall of Fame. But when it comes to actual in-ring performers in the WWE, I don't know who I see returning for this year. I don't think that I can see a lot of returns, but let's see. Let's see. Coming back to this thing, I feel like, you've got Braun Strowman and you've got EC3 and their Control Your Narrative promotion. That is another one. I mean, you have to talk about it, right? ROH now getting back into business is not just a threat to the WWE, but definitely also to Control Your Narrative, which is just trying to get up, right? So it already has a lot of competition in its way, and ROH is just going to add up to it. So I feel bad for Adam, and I feel bad for EC3, but I really hope that whatever they're going for and whatever their main goal is, they're able to achieve it, because at the end of the day, all of these companies and promotions, they just help get the word out there. Oh, and with that being said, it was a very technical match with some hard-hitting moves, with some high-flying maneuvers. And with that being said, Bryan Danielson has actually won the match with that sleeper hold with his ties to the head of Christopher, and he's won the match. What a match. An ROH alumni, Bryan Danielson, has actually won the match. Cool. That was a great match to follow up the Tony Khan announcement. And Bryan actually has the microphone in his hand, so he definitely has something to say. Let's see. Okay, let's see what he has to say. That's right. Very good match indeed.
Since the first ring of our show, Christopher Daniels and I were in the main event.
That's right. Look at that. The very first ROH show, both of them were in the main event of that show. And right now they're kicking off AEW Dynamite, as we know that Tony Khan is now owning ROH. Look at that. So the two people who kicked off the whole ROH era, the first ever television show, the main event of the show was Christopher versus Bryan Danielson. And the first match of AEW Dynamite after Tony Khan becomes the principal owner of ROH is Bryan Danielson versus Christopher. That's amazing. How it all goes full circle, right? So good. So cool. Look at that. But Bryan Danielson, being the ultimate heel he is, he didn't go for the handshake. He didn't go for the hug. He's going to kick his head in. And that's what a true heel does. And irrespective of the fact that they go way back to ROH, he's here and he's a heel and he lives kayfabe like nobody else does in this current generation. So that's very, very cool.
The head that's going to be stopped in is yours.
Look at that. Sending a message right there to his opponent without wasting any more time. And Moxley is now coming out. He's taking none of it. AC says, do you think Conor McGregor will join? I doubt it, AC. I doubt it right now. I think the ego's too big to do it right now. But there will be a time and a place, just not this year or not in the foreseeable future. But since Floyd Mayweather is supposed to be joining, coming back for the Hall of Fame, and you've got Logan Paul, who's wrestling this year at WrestleMania, I feel like if you actually have this boxer, Floyd Mayweather, and Logan Paul in the very same promotion at the same time, I think it would be a very big missed opportunity if they don't capitalize on it and somehow plant the seeds to a match between Mayweather and Logan Paul at WrestleMania 39 next year in Hollywood. I think they should do it. They should capitalize on this opportunity and make it happen. But let's see. Let's see.
The American Dragon Bryan Danielson is better than ever.
But can we just appreciate the fact that John Moxley looks to be in a better shape than he has in years? And he looks good, he looks fresh, and he looks like that all the therapy did help him. I'm very happy to see him in this way, and I just want the best for him and every other person who steps foot in the square circle ever.
And which path I take will determine my future.
Look at that.
See, you think I'm gonna end up walking this path. Down this path, I get my head kicked in on Sunday.
So we have Batty versus John versus Punk versus Daniel Bryan. Wing will face AEW Championship. That's right, Jacob. Lots gonna happen at Revolution. You want a piece of me? You got it, brother. That's right. Too Sweet Pistol Pete. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Yep. Question. Go back, ROH. Asia, you think Tony Khan makes AEW team versus Team ROH down roads like Double Nothing in Main Vegas? That's actually a very good question, Ricky. And it could very well happen. And it would be a missed opportunity for it to not happen. I mean, when you own two promotions at the same time, you should be capitalizing on it. And you should be rubbing it in the fans' face and everybody's face. And definitely, it's not, it's the best part about this is that it's not a split of brands, but it's two different promotions altogether. It's AEW and it's ROH, and when they have a show or a match with AEW versus ROH, it will seem that more genuine and that more intriguing than Raw versus SmackDown, because it's not the same promotions, it's different promotions, different locker rooms, just facing each other off. That would be beautiful. I'd like to see it happen, Ricky, and I actually see it happening. Why not? Yes, exactly, right? It could happen. AEW loves to make history, and I think they're gonna make history with this one for sure. Really cool. John Moxley taking off his jacket. He says, "You know what? We know that the American Dragon is better than ever. Let's do it right here, right now. Let's face off." The jacket's off. Is Bryan gonna wait until Sunday? Is he gonna wait until Revolution, or is he gonna square off against John Moxley right now? The jacket's off. The sweatshirt's off. Both of them squaring off, and Bryan Danielson is now out of the way. He's out of the ring. And can we just appreciate the fact that we've been watching this show for about 22 minutes? We saw the Tony Khan announcement. We saw this whole match, which was a beautiful match. We saw the little segment between Moxley and Bryan, and not a single commercial. And which brings me to the fact, as we get out of this commercial, that John Moxley is going to be facing Bryan Danielson, and it's going to be happening this Sunday at AEW Revolution. So make sure you tune in. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for the love. And just like I said, guys, this is Wrestling News. I established the brand about 5 years ago. And I was not going to allow some people, who volunteered to help, to come in and try to snatch away what I had built in 5 years. And that's why we're here, and we're going to be here live. I'm going to be here every single day, calling the action one-on-one with all of you. Need your support more than ever now, and need your trust and your faith in me. Thank you so much for tuning in, and you guys are awesome. Thank you. And we've got Sting and Sting Jr. backstage, looking real cute as a tag team, as a father and son duo. Very cool. That's right. There you go. Oh. Okay. And I like this thing about Tony Khan. He knows how to keep secrets till the very end. That's true. He does. But he can also go on board and talk about how, a lot of times he can say, "Hey, I have a secret. And at the end of the day, it's just like, "Oh, what is your secret? What is your big announcement?" And then sometimes it can be a bummer, right? But the way he pulled it off tonight, and the way I think that he has disappointed us less times than he's actually given us some memorable moments and some great segments and great announcements. So I really appreciate Tony Khan. And yeah, no hate, only love for Tony Khan. Absolutely, he's great. So is Braun Strowman? No, he's not. Braun Strowman, along with EC3 and a few other wrestlers, are starting off their own promotion, which is known as CYN, which is known as Control Your Narrative. And they're starting off this promotion themselves. Apparently, have a TV deal already, or it's going to happen sometime in the future. So, yes, Braun Strowman is definitely not going to AEW. And just like I said earlier, now if he did not have some competition already, he definitely faces a huge challenge in the form of ROH, which is now back. So we'll have to see how it all goes. Thank you so much. And Jacob says, so the question is Shane gonna be a GM in AEW? Is Shane McMahon gonna be a GM in AEW? Well, definitely not AEW, but could be ROH. I mean, if the whole thing between Vince McMahon and his son, Shane McMahon, was true, and the backstage reports can be relied upon, it could happen that we see the father and the son split, and the son actually move over to ROH and do something there. But again, guys, this is a long shot. I don't think it's going to happen. I know Royal Rumble was a mess, and Shane McMahon got a little carried away, or so the reports say. But I don't see him joining forces with Tony Khan. I think that will be a huge misstep and in the very, very wrong direction. So let's see. But I don't see it happening. But we'll see. Thank you so much, BT. You're awesome. Thank you. So much energy in AJ. Love your style. Thank you. You are awesome. You are awesome, as your name says it. Awesome. AC Hammer says, Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin would be an AEW dream match for me. Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin. Just trying to picture that right now. I think that's a beautiful matchup, AC. And I think that I definitely feel like if we have Hardy and Darby, that has to be one of the first matches that they should do, right? Because, of course, we saw CM Punk making his AEW debut, and the first person who had his eyes on Punk was Darby. And we saw a very memorable match from the two of them. And we could be seeing it again with Jeff Hardy and Darby. I mean, if they don't try to get the brother involved, that is Matt Hardy, this could be the very first match. But of course, if they choose to go down the Hardy Boys route, it'll be a whole nother picture. But we'll see. We'll have to see. That's right. We love our wrestling. I love my wrestling, and I love all of you. Thank you so much for the support. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Need your support more than ever now. We have so much. But Buddy Murphy, Punk, Dean, Dangle Wing will face AEW Championship. Lots of stuff is going to happen, Jacob. That's for sure. Thank you. And since I'm getting so many cheers here, so much support, and all the positive vibes, I must say that we're making our watch-alongs better than ever. Yes, I am your host, and I'm going to be your host every single day. The solo host of all the watch-alongs moving forward due to some unfortunate, missteps or, direction that people went to. But I'm going to be your solo host, but we're not going to do it solo. We're not going to keep it simple. We're going to go crazy. And as you know, I'm a creative genius. I mean, not to boast here, but I am a damn creative genius. And I've been running wrestling news for over 5 years. And that is why I am here to tell you that these watch-alongs are only going to get better. And you're going to see the reason why very, very soon. A lot is going to happen. These watch-alongs are going to be something else. A totally different direction, which I know you guys are going to love. So stay tuned because lots of good stuff and stuff that nobody has ever done to watch-alongs on YouTube is going to be happening right here on Wrestling News. Thank you. And Victor says, EC3's Control Your Narrative announced today their TV deal. There you go. With Pro Wrestling TV, a streaming service. Yeah, that's happening. EC3's and, of course, Adam, that is Braun Strowman, and a few other stars, Karrion Kross is going to be involved in this promotion as well. All of this is going to go down. Control Your Narrative is actually having a streaming service deal, as Victor said it right here. I mean, lots of pro wrestling out there. We'll have to see what day they choose. I don't think the day is out yet. I don't know. If we know what day are they going to be going live, if it's going to be weekly, if it's going to be bi-weekly, monthly. All those details, I believe, are still to come. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. There's so much wrestling to be consumed. I mean, if you look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we've got shows all days of the week, right? Entire day. Sometimes even in Saturday and Sunday, just like we have this week, we have even the weekend booked. So it's definitely going to be interesting where they try to get their show in, because if you look at the entire calendar of the week, I mean, every single day is taken. Every single day is taken. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to fit in a new show, but we'll have to see. And the acclaimed is here. The acclaim's here. Ricky says, AJ, are we seeing LJ this weekend or later this week? Ricky, uh, I just wanted to, this is very unfortunate, but I have to say this, that I started Wrestling News about 5 years ago. And over 5 years ago, actually. I've on Instagram, we are a community of over 60,000 plus, and everything that I've done so far, I've done myself. I've been the sole proprietor, and I've been the sole driving force behind Wrestling News. Now, a few months ago, we got, Elja joined in less than a month ago, but a few months ago, we had some volunteers step in and, help us out, which was very appreciated, and we had a good time with them. But unfortunately, some people tried to play divide and rule within the team, and they tried to go against myself. And what was tried was to create a big divide, a big gap in the team, and yeah, just lots of internal politics that I was not aware of because I gave my 100% trust to the people. I let some people host the podcast. I let some people go out, do their own thing. And I had all my trust in them. And my trust was betrayed. A lot of divide happened in the team. And I was unaware of all of it. I just gave my whole trust to the people. And they created a conflict. And they went against myself, and they have been going around now spreading negative stuff about myself. They even reached out to my own real sister, and they tried to go against me and tell her stuff against myself. My own real sister was approached by them, and she was told things against me, and lies and accusations and threats. I've been threatened by them that they will be taking away my subscribers and my team and all this thing. And a lot, I'm not going to be naming anybody here, but all I want to say is that I've been doing this for over 5 years, and it's never happened to me ever before. A few months ago, a group of volunteers come in, and this is what happens. And I have these past few days were hard because of all that happened. And what even is harder right now is that they're trying to. I mean, it's okay. I'm not going to get into details here, but all I want to say is that I'm here myself, and I'm going to be here. I was alone all this while for 5+ years, and I've built the empire that is Wrestling News. I've worked with WWE. We are officially recognized as a news partner with the WWE, with Impact Wrestling, with ROH, and that all happened way before they got on here, right? But I gave my platform to them. I gave my podcast to them. I gave my trust to them. I introduced them to you. I put together this beautiful team, and somebody, played divide and rule, got the team against me, and what happened, and it's shocking. Even now, as I talk about it, I get a little touchy because this is how you pay or repay somebody who puts your trust in you. But it's happened, and I just want to say that. I have no hard feelings against anybody. They chose their path, and you're just gonna be seeing me on these watchalongs from today. It's just gonna be me, and I promise you, the watchalongs are only gonna get better, and the content is only gonna get better. I'm the driving force behind Wrestling News, and I'm here to stay. So I guarantee you that the content is gonna be top notch, better than anybody else. All I ask of you is for you to please support and stay, and don't fall for any, by the way, don't fall for any facts or misfacts or rumors about myself, because there's a lot that it's going on. I know that people are being approached, and they're being told stories about me which are definitely not true about my I don't know what stories, but yes, they are being I was threatened, I was accused, and I was name called, and it's probably is happening behind the scenes. So I just want to tell everybody to please don't fall for anything. Please support as you have all these months, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love you, and yeah, from the bottom of my heart to everybody, thank you so much. That's right. We are all a family. That's right. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, it was a little touchy moment right there, but yeah, let's get back to the wrestling. Wrestling news all week. That's right, wrestling all week. That's what's happening. There's a rumor of Goldberg going to AEW. That's interesting. I don't see it happening though. Is Buddy Murphy going to be? He should be. As you can see, I've got both Tony Khan and Buddy Murphy to my sides. Could be happening. Let's see. We already got Tony. We'll see if Buddy's gonna be there. Hopefully, if there's a Joker in the Casino Battle Royal, if so, hopefully it'll be them boys, the Briscoes. That would be amazing. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than the Briscoes, right? And now, since Tony Khan owns ROH Wrestling, we could very well be seeing the Briscoes in AEW and making some crazy moves and, yes, pulling it off. The Briscoes are the inaugural ROH Hall of Fame's first ever inductees. Really, they're very much loved by the community, and they could be here in AEW very soon, sooner than we know. It could happen. Let's see. Thank you so much, BT. You're awesome. Do you think Goldberg return to AEW? If so, watch AEW Championship is she going for or win AJ? Jacob, I don't see Goldberg going to AEW, but if he does, you know what? I would love for him to go after the AEW Championship and, just take it off Adam Hangman Page. I think that'd be interesting. I'd like to see the fan reaction mostly. How would the fans react to it? Thank you so much. It is very unfortunate, but it is what it is. And you know what? I was sad and it was hard, but I'm going to be here every single day, all by myself. And this is what I've done for 5+ years. I've been all alone, and I can't stay all alone and do this thing because at the end of the day, I do this for the passion and love of professional wrestling. It's a passion project, which is why I do it the way I do it, and I do it the best. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your understanding, your love. And I take it as a learning experience. That's right. I take this as a learning experience. I give all of my trust to the team right there, the team of volunteers, but they did not deserve my trust. And I take it as a learning experience. Things happen, and they happen for a reason. And I take it as a learning experience. Thank you so much for the understanding, guys. Yeah, they went against myself, and that's what I'm saying. They went. It was a silent war within, right? It was one person who was trying to get the whole team against myself when I was trying to tell that one person that, hey, you know what? I support you. Do your thing. I'm gonna give you my podcast. I'm gonna give you everything. I trust you, brother. It's all right. And that one person just created such a divide that this happened. And it's all right. It's okay. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. What to do if AJ comes to AEW? AJ Styles in AEW is not going to happen. At least what AJ has said himself, he says that, you know what? I love working in the WWE, and this is where I'm going to hang up my boots. So I don't think AJ Styles is going to go to any other promotion, let alone AEW. I think WWE is his last promotion, and that's where he is going to have his last ever wrestling match. Yep. Thank you. You're awesome. Brock, just as like I said earlier, have been betrayed, have been hurt, and people have gone against me, and that's why from today it's gonna be me running the show. Yeah, it is what it is, guys. Thank you. Absolutely, we are seeing you. Yes, 5+ years with Wrestling News. And we're here. We're going to be seeing the decade of wrestling news, and we're going to see 2 decades of wrestling news. We're here to stay, and we're here to be the very best and deliver the best content to all of you around the clock, around the years. Is Buddy going to be? I think so, Jacob. I think so. Thank you. Thank you for the love. Really appreciate it. Thank you. You guys are awesome. All right, let's also look at the wrestling because lots of emotional stuff going on here, right? Okay. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. We love you back. I love you back. I'm in the habit of saying we now. I must say now, right? Thank you. Keep your head up. People are going to talk hell. People talked about Jesus, so don't even worry about it. Thank you, Victor. Your support means a lot, brother. And yes, people can say stuff about God, so who am I, right? That's right. Thank you, Victor. Thank you. You are next to Tony Khan, strong and humble. That's very sweet. Thank you. We have seen you all this while. We are behind you. Really appreciate it. Jamie, with the spoiler, always have something big coming up. Interviews. This watch along is going to be a whole new animal, a whole new beast. Very, very soon. It's in the works. This watch along is going to be a whole different experience for all of you. And it's something that no YouTuber has ever done. I'm taking this watch along to a whole new level. You speak about NXT being level up. These watch alongs are going to go a level up and they're going to go big. And I want everybody to stay tuned because I'm going to take these watch alongs to heights that's never been there before. It's going to be amazing. That's right. Wolf in sheep's clothing is what happened with the team, but it's okay. It's okay. Yes, a member of the team did reach out to my real sister and tried to tell her things about me, which were just not true. So can you imagine them reaching out to my real sister, and trying to get her against me? Can you imagine the kind of messages he must be sending out to people that I don't even know, or he doesn't even know, trying to get them against me and probably getting so. I was threatened with this statement that I'm going to take away your team and I'm going to take away your subscribers. And I said, you know what? Do it. Do whatever you want. I don't want to deal with this. Do whatever you want. And I guess that's what they're on the mission to do. And apparently, they just didn't want to go after my team or my subscribers, but also my sister, my family, right? So I'm really hurt, really hurt. But it's okay. And look at that, Young Bucks. Young Bucks are here, and they're getting the entrance that they so deserve. Getting all that spotlight as they very slowly make their way to the ring. They're slowly and steadily making their way to the ring, taking their time, and getting in the ring. Look at that. That's right. Disgusting. AJ Styles just re-signed with WWE. That's right. One of the biggest contracts they've offered. And beautiful, beautiful stuff AJ Styles is doing. And he's going to get a big match against Edge at WrestleMania. I mean, you talk about WrestleManias and talk about AJ Styles. He goes big. He goes big. He gets the best opponents, which he deserves. He can bring out the best in everybody. That's the thing about Styles, and that's why he does it so beautifully. And he signed a multi-year contract with the WWE, which once again just points to the fact that he is going to stay there and he's going to retire in that company. It's happening. He's gone on record talking about it, and I think he's going to stay true to his words. Yeah, 5+ years, me running the show, and now somebody wants to come in and take it away, snatch it away from me in a few months. It's all right. Yep. That's why I love wrestling. Escape from the BS. That's right. Wrestling, as I say all this time, I've said this all this while that I've been doing this. I say that wrestling brings people together. It brings people together. I mean, you looked at the team that I set up. I set up the team with the vision in my mind that I'm going to have a very diverse team from different parts of the world, and we're going to have a whole community here, just showing that wrestling brings people together, right? And the reason why, you can see my podcast slogan, you can see myself here. The reason why I do this, and I'm the front runner, I'm the first ever Sikh wrestling journalist out there. That's because I want to create a difference in the community, that wrestling is for everybody. It's accessible to everybody. And, it has no place for hate. It has no place for stereotypes. It has no place for xenophobia, for racism. Wrestling is for everybody, and it's enjoyed equally across the globe. And the world speaks one language, that is wrestling. But there are some people who are toxic, who have some other intentions in their mind. Just like you said earlier, who are wolf in the sheep's clothing. There are people out there, we can't avoid that. But at Wrasslinews, we do what we do best, and that's watch wrestling, talk about wrestling, and love wrestling. So, yeah, let's move on. Let's move on from all that negativity now. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite as the match is going on right now. It is scrambled eggs. It is scrambled eggs. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's leg drop those jabronis. That's right, too sweet. Pistol Pete. I love that. Absolutely. And speaking of that, we are currently, it's a Wednesday night, right? So Thursday for me, Wednesday night right now. This weekend, Wrassing show comes out with a brand new episode. And this week, we actually get our first ever Singh guest on the show. Of course, me, Wrassing, is the host. But for the first time ever, a fellow Singh from the UK, who is also a professional wrestler, who has been in the ring with some of the all-time greats in professional wrestling, including Pete Dunne. He's going to be joining me on the Wrassing show to talk some wrestling and really, talk about it. So on the Wrassing show, my whole vision, my focus for the Wrassing show has always been about introducing you to the wrestlers, not just the wrestlers, but the people behind the wrestlers. So you get to know about them, their life, their story, how did they become a wrestler, and all of that fun stuff. So again, this weekend, that wrestler is going to be joining me, and we're going to talk some wrestling. We're going to talk about his life and why he became a wrestler and all that good stuff. So make sure to tune in. And if you haven't watched it already, Ascension's Victor joined us this past week, where again, I say I don't only focus on the stories that comes to wrestling. I focus on the background. I want to get to know the story of the wrestler behind the scenes, his childhood, their mindset growing up, their family's reaction to the decision joining wrestling, all the stuff we don't hear a lot, right? So that is the focus of the Wrassing show, and I invite you all to please tune into the Victor interview if you haven't already. Victor has gone on record on his social media calling it the best interview he's ever done. Make sure to tune in. It's pretty good stuff out there. Thank you so much for the love. ROH Tag Team Champions, them boys, got to come back, maybe even defend the titles in AEW. Yeah, with him now owning ROH, Tony Khan, this could very well be happening. This could be happening, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. And what do we see here? Look at that. You know what? As much as I love this show and I love AEW, but what I'm seeing in the ring right now, it's a lot of scrambled eggs. It's too many people to actually focus on, right? So much going on in the ring. I can see Ziggler's brother right there, and I can see a lot of people, but it's hard to really focus on one person or two people or a few people because there's just so much going on. How do you like this match so far? Are you enjoying it? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know. Let's see. There's so much going on. Yeah, that's the thing with Battle Royals. Oh, another elimination right there. Look at that. And FTR obviously dominating this match right now. They work very well as a team, and that's what they're doing right now. FTR getting that work done. I think that I can actually see the Young Bucks and FTR being the final two teams in this match. Let's see. But I think that it's going to be FTR and the Young Bucks. Let's see how it turns out. All right. And this match, by the way, this show is taking place at the Daily's place. And if you've been watching AEW for a while, which I'm pretty sure you all have, you know how much importance does Daily Place hold for AEW. I mean, Daily Place was the one arena that gave AEW shelter throughout the pandemic and the lockdown and all that stuff. So Daily Place definitely holds a very special place in the hearts of wrestling fans and AEW fans and stars alike. That's right. Interesting match indeed. It's awesome. That's right. Good stuff. Wow. Teams just keep flowing in, right? And now we have lesser bodies in the ring, but still too many to really focus on what's going on in this match. But just like I said earlier, even though with all these teams being in the ring, I definitely feel that it's going to be the Young Bucks and it's going to be the FTR. That's going to be the final two teams in the ring. And, the performance speaks for itself. The Young Bucks are still going strong. They're still doing a very good job, a very fair job in this match. The Acclaimed also, credit where it's due, they're doing a decent job. So let's see how far are they going to be able to take this off. But so far, so good. And which is a favorite match of AEW? I mean, there's so many out there. But you know what? That one match between Cody Rhodes and, of course, the late and great John Huber, the dog collar match, I think that holds a very special place because the two gentlemen put their bodies on the line, put their hearts on the line, everything. I mean, they gave us the best that they had. So I have a lot of respect for them, and I don't think that kind of match can ever be replicated. They really put their heart and their soul out there, and they gave us their 100%, their very absolute best. So definitely Cody Rhodes versus John Huber, RIP. I mean, amazing. I love them. Lots of love for them, and always will have a lot of love for them. And that match, the dog collar match, I think it's one of my all-time favorites. D-Star says, my stream went off and just came back. Wow, so many people in the ring all of a sudden. That's right, D-Star. So many of them. And it's just too much to focus. Oh, look at that. That's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? The Dark Order not able to hang here. Trent looking strong. FTR looking strong. The Young Bucks looking strong. The Acclaim's gone, I believe, now. So, yeah, the Acclaim's gone. But it's been a decent match. It's been definitely a good match. But just like I said earlier, FTR and the Young Bucks have my money. They have my vote right now. Daily Space is where AEW started, outside in the parking lot. That's right. You know, beautiful stuff. And when Tony Khan delivered that little promo, which I don't even like to call it promo because Tony Khan literally got in the middle of the ring and he poured his heart out. He spoke from the heart, and you could see how proud he was from, you know, all that he's done and all that AEW has accomplished in this little time. He was very proud. And when he said that, hey, you know what, we started off in that very parking lot. When he said that, I think I saw a tear or two in his eye, you know. He was shedding some tears for sure. Some happy, some emotional tears right there. And with that being said, Trent is out. Trent is out as he's going to go back to his mama. And yeah, he's gone. And just like I said earlier in this match, of course, we have FTR and we have, you know, of course, Dante Martin, and we have the Young Bucks in the ring. Who's going to win this whole thing? That we have to see. But just like I said before, my money is on Young Bucks and FTR being the final two teams in this match. Let me know, what do you think? Who do you predict to win this whole damn thing? Let me know. After this huge announcement of Tony Khan, will your preference change from WWE to AEW? I think it's going to take a lot more because, yes, the announcement was great, but we've seen it with AEW before. They make an announcement, people tune in for the announcement, people tune in the following week, but then they tune out and we see a decrease in the ratings. We've seen it with Sting, we've seen it with even CM Punk, we've seen it with a lot of stars. You know, the stars make their debut. Oh, by the way, double elimination right there. Young Bucks in control, definitely. FTR could be gone for good here. No, they're not. Okay, so we have, most likely what we're going to have here is we're going to have one member from each team in the ring. Is that what's going to happen? I think so. I think one member from each team is going to stay in the ring at the end, and it's just going to be every man for himself. I think that's the direction that they're headed to here. We'll see. Danhausen, very nice, very evil, D-Star. You're right. Oh, okay. No, the Young Bucks are definitely in control. FTR completely out of the game. Wait a second. What the hell? We have Bobby Fish. And he got really up and close to the camera. Good to see you, gaming. Thanks for tuning in. Bucks going to win, says Victor. It seems like it, but we've got Bobby Fish. And we've got Kyle O'Reilly ringside. And they look happy. Very evil, that's right. FTR is out. Look at that. The Young Bucks should be in control, but they're not. I mean, it's sort of a handicap match right now, but this young man right here, really, wow, he's in control. Not just in control, but he's giving the Young Bucks a very hard time. I mean, AEW has to be high on this guy to give him such a spotlight. And when I'm seeing him right now, he looks really good, athletic, can go, and just looks like a promising individual in wrestling business. He's doing a good job. Look at him move. Look at him fly. He's smooth like butter. He's finally getting the spotlight that he deserves. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, my gosh. No. Okay. Look at that. There's no, oh my god. Okay, so now we have only one member from each team, and the Young Bucks, no, they're not. Still hanging on to his dear life as Jackson. This is crazy. What is going on here? Could we be seeing Young Bucks actually losing this match? Could that be happening? Hanging on to dear life right now with the top rope. Both of them now in the apron on the other side of the rope. Could happen. Anything could happen right now. Young Bucks have to win, I think, says D Star. Gaming says, how's it going? How's it going, brother? Welcome to the stream. Wow. Anything could happen. That's right. Yeah. Let's hope that there's a Joker. But so far, no signs of it. Let's see. Okay, a kick in the middle of the legs. And Darius is now out of it. Yeah, it's no disqualifications, as JR just mentioned again. And with that being said, the Young Bucks actually win. The Young Bucks win the whole damn thing. Yes, it was dirty. Yes, it was uncalled for. But yes, they are the Young Bucks and they win anyhow. And they have won the match. They have won it for good. Congratulations to them. Look at that. And we have Bobby Fish and KOR in the ring, congratulating the Young Bucks. Look at that. Good to see you. And the Jurassic Express is here. Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, everybody's here in the ring. Of course, we're going to be seeing Red Dragon. We're going to be seeing Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and the Young Bucks. It's going to be a match, big one, at Revolution this Sunday. Make sure to tune in. Chris is here. Good to see you, Chris. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, brother. And D-Star says, Bucks of Youth have done it. Yeah, they've done it. They do it anyhow. And you know what? It kind of reminds me of Moose. Because when I interviewed Moose, what did he say? He said, hey, I'm the greatest wrestling champion of all times, of all of wrestling era, entire promotional, entire pro wrestling industry. I'm the best champion, the greatest champion. And that's because I can do anything. I know no limits when it comes to defending that championship. I can go to any extent to defend my championship. And, credit where it's due, I think Young Bucks are sort of on the same page here. They can do anything to win. And that is why the Bucks of Youth have won this very match and they've made their way to Revolution. Good stuff. That's right, Dale. The Young Bucks have won. What is going on, Fashion Smooch? Good to see you. And we have some updates here. As we speak right now, I'm also keeping up with the latest news so we can talk about it. EVPs win the battle. That's right. That's so funny you brought it up, right? The EVPs have won the match. And as we know, their leader, Cody Rhodes, we still don't know where he's going. If he's going to WWE, if they're saving him for Mania, perhaps the night after Mania. Lots of questions. We'll have to see. What was the opening segment? No, Buddy Murphy has not appeared yet. We know that AEW loves to open up big, Chris, and that's why Tony Khan actually opened the show and he made a major announcement. Tony Khan is now the principal owner. Wait for it. Drum rolls. Tony Khan is now the principal owner of ROH, that is Ring of Honor. Tony Khan's owned it. That was the big announcement that he made to kick off the show. And then we had two people who were in the first ever main event of ROH television show, that is Bryan Danielson and Christopher, face to face in the opening match of AEW Dynamite. I mean, it all came full circle. It was beautiful. The match was great. AEW really kicked off on a very high note tonight, and if you missed out on the opening segment or the opening match, it was in total about a 22 minutes whole thing, the whole package. So I think you should definitely tune in. It was pretty good. It's gonna take less than half an hour. It's pretty good. That's true. He is crazy indeed. Yeah, Tony's announcement was big. How can you have a casino tag team battle royal with a Joker? That sucks, but it was still a good match. You're right, Victor. I absolutely agree with you. That is something that we can talk about. But you know what? We tuned into AEW Dynamite last week as well, and I can tell that this week I'm having a lot more fun. Definitely, I guess I'm having a lot more fun because of you guys, because you guys keep me company, all the love and the support that I'm feeling from the chat right now as you guys show me love. So that's very appreciated. But also, the show, it started off on such a high note with the Tony Khan announcement, with the Bryan versus the Christopher match, with all that stuff. I loved it. I love what we're seeing right now, and I can't wait to see what else happens here. That's right. Thank you so much for the love. And speaking of energy, we've got Chris Jericho. Look at that.
Kingston versus Chris Jericho this Sunday at Revolution after our promo segment. Well, Eddie, you probably don't know what a promo is, right? After our conversation on Dynamite last week.
Okay,
Congratulations,
so
kid.
Chris Jericho calling Eddie Kingston a kid. Now that's a big statement,
But
right?
it's hard for me still to relate to a guy like you because I've been such a big star for so long and you haven't. But this
So he says, I have been a big star for such a long time, but Eddie Kingston, you just haven't. You just haven't.
to beat Chris Jericho, and like I said last week in AEW, I am the big one. So
I know that John Moxley went to therapy, and he's in a better shape, but we're looking at Chris Jericho right now. I don't know, he looks very slimmed down, and he looks in a better shape than I remember seeing him a couple weeks ago. Is it just me? Or he just looks like he's in a better shape? He's been working hard, that's for sure. Look at him. Even in this age, he looks great, and he's definitely gotten better. Yeah, he looks like he's in a better shape for sure.
I'm going to look you in the eye, laugh at your pathetic ass, and tell you to GFY.
No. Okay.
Are we good?
So Chris Jericho is an interesting guy because,
I always got you.
of course, he's an interesting character because not only on screen does he come off as the veteran that he is, but also he went on record in an interview saying that he's sort of the Undertaker of the AEW locker room. So he's a locker room leader. He's the Undertaker. People look up to him and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. But is it really true? But that's what he says. But okay, wow. And CM Punk actually, it seems like he borrowed Bryan Danielson's t-shirt tonight. He comes out in all white. I believe we remember seeing Bryan Danielson in one of those shirts, right? Very interesting. And tonight is going to be CM Punk cutting a promo as he heads into the dog collar match against MJF. And I like to joke about it. I say CM Punk was out of the business for about a decade, only to come back and to be put on a leash. It's funny, right? But I'm looking forward to this match against MJF in a dog collar with the dog collar stipulation. It's going to be interesting. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Big things are happening tonight. We should have said this before the match. If no Joker, we right. That's right, D-Star. Absolutely. Yep.
Morning, splash water in my face, and I look at myself in the eyes in the mirror, and I ask
Victor,
myself,
that's a big one, man. That's a big one. Could happen.
am I the bad guy?
CM Punk asking, am I the bad guy? Is that what you think, guys? Are we wrestling? When are we getting wrestling news shirts? Do you want wrestling news shirts? If you do, we'll make it happen. I have a lot of them in different colors. We might make it happen. If you guys want it, we will make it happen. That's a promise.
Bad guy.
So Tony Khan bought ROH and the catalog. Is he still running pay-per-views? Or are they meaning, well, yes, he's bought the entire thing. So from what we can see, he's bought the entire thing. We don't know if they're merging it. He has made no mention of it. I think we'll come to know as the days go on. And I believe there is going to be a little media scrum that will be held after AEW Dynamite. So more questions will be answered during that media scrum if it happens. And we'll get to know more details. But during the show, all he said was that he owns ROH right now. So it's interesting.
I'll make it very clear to
Definitely.
everybody here, and especially everybody at home.
Yeah, that's what I said. They could actually use ROH as the NXT, right? But ROH would just be way better than NXT. As we know, NXT was the program that drew the least ratings this past Tuesday in the USA Network. It was the worst show in terms of ratings. It drew the least amount of viewers in the network, which is a pretty damn shame, right? It's pretty damn. It's a shame for sure. But we'll have to see. But if AEW uses ROH as the NXT, yeah, ROH is gonna be a whole new league, a different level. NXT is not even gonna come close to the level of ROH if they're gonna go head to head.
I've seen Max
That's right.
knock out the legendary Dean
Yep, that's right. There's only one dead man. Only one. Okay, so Wrestling News shirts will be out soon. I make that promise right now as we are live, and I make that promise that Wrestling News shirts will be out soon, very soon.
Father, the late, great Brian Pillman, in his hometown. I have to sit back and watch Max say awful things about Darby Allin's uncle. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Here's one fact that I know is hurt people hurt people. When I came here, Max stood in front of me, he introduced himself to me, he stuck his hand out, and I didn't shake his hand. Now, am I to blame for all these horrible things that Max did? Am I Dr. Frankenstein?
CM Punk, it seems like he's feeling guilty. He's feeling some guilt because he says, Maxwell or MJF actually offered him a handshake. He didn't shake his hands. So he comes out here, he's asking people, am I the bad guy? Is that what's happening? I haven't seen KJ yet. Chris, we spoke about this earlier. Wrestling News, I've been running it for about 5 years. I'm going to say it again. I've been running it for about 5 years. A few months ago, I brought in some volunteers who wanted to help, who wanted to be a part of the show. I introduced you guys to them. I gave them their platform. I gave them my trust. And at the end of the day, I have been betrayed, and I have been threatened. I've been accused. And yes, I have been backstabbed by the team, and it's true. It's happened, and they have been going around defaming me. My own sister was reached out by them, and they tried to get my own sister against me by telling her stuff against myself, false accusations, all that stuff. They name called me. They tried to put me down. They tried to snatch away wrestling needs from myself. They threatened me to take away my subscribers, my team, everything. And I said, go ahead, do it. I said I might never do a YouTube show again. And they seem to be okay with it. So we have parted ways. And I'm going to be the sole host, as I've always been for Wrestling News. And I'm going to be the sole guy behind Wrestling News, at least for now, as I've always been for all these years, for over 5 years. And there will be no mention of these people again here. Yeah. That's right. He can definitely be crazy. And look at all the white going on. We've got CM Punk in a white shirt. That's Bryan Danielson's shirt. Clearly, he borrowed it from Bryan Danielson. And we've got MJF in a white blazer. Very interesting. Why all the white? Interesting. PG Punk. There you go. This CM Punk MJF stuff is getting deep. And it's getting very, very real. I mean, a lot of stuff they're talking about here is very real. I can't believe it. So much of whiteness going on in MJF. Look at that shirt, look at the scarf, look at the whole suit, the white blazer, the white trousers. There's a lot of white. Is he trying to say that he's turned face with that white stuff? Did the color coordinate the whole thing? Interesting. That's right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. We have moved on. That's right. Just like I said earlier, Summer, we have parted ways. Everybody's parted ways. And it's an internal conflict. I'm not going to go over it again. So it's over with us. Yeah. That's okay, Chris. All I'm asking for all of you is to, support us, to stay tuned, to give us the love that you've always given Wrestling News. And I promise to create the best content for all of you, as I've created all these years, for over 5 years. And yeah, we're just going to keep this going. We're going to keep this going in full momentum. And thank you. Is MJF going to shake Punk's hand? Punk refused it initially. Oh, look at that. Do you see it? Punk refused a handshake the last time we saw MJF offer Punk a handshake. And now that Punk offers MJF a handshake, MJF actually hugs it out. He actually hugs CM Punk like the true fan that he is. So Punk hugs him back. And this is so weird considering that these two people who are hugging it out right now in the middle of this very ring are actually going to be facing each other in a dog collar match in a brutal match coming up. Why is he hugging Punk? Because he's making him feel guilty. Because Punk came out, oh! Whoa! You see? This is MJF. This is MJF for you. From hugging Punk to a low blow. Look at that. Look at that. And Punk is now being destroyed by MJF. He's going for the... Oh my gosh, what a DDT. Look at that. Skull... Wow. So much of whiteness. I can't believe how white the whole attire is of MJF. Look at that. It's so sweet. The way Punk and MJF are going, they're going to end up a tag team, right, D-Star? So sweet. But yeah, that was a turn of events for sure. We saw... It's funny. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. Great setup by MJF. Indeed, Dale, that was a great setup. But right now, you know it. You know, if you've been listening to music since the 1990s or 1980s, MJF right now looks like one of those Backstreet Boys or one of those Westlife boys dressed in all white, right? He reminds me of Westlife. He reminds me of Backstreet Boys. So funny. White shirt, white blazer, white trousers. It's funny. But anyways, MJF destroys CM Punk with that ring of his. CM Punk is down, and this is the kind of heat we needed, right? I mean, we don't. I was not a fan of this whole confusion that CM Punk, is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy? Is he in a dilemma? All that kind of stuff. Right now, what we're getting is CM Punk being the babyface that he is, and MJF being the ultimate heel that he is, going after Punk and really putting him through a world of pain. And the interesting part is, we are seeing FTR in the aid of MJF. We're seeing, of course, oh my gosh, do you guys see CM Punk's face right now? Do you see him gushing open, bleeding heavily, profusely? Yeah, destroyed that. Do you see what's happening? I like that shirt too, but the blood, all of the white shirt, the white trousers, it's all gonna get red very soon. And it is already red because CM Punk is bleeding profusely. I cannot believe it. The amount of blood. That ring did a lot of damage. That diamond ring did a lot of damage for sure. And MJF grabs the microphone. So CM Punk has been put on a leash by yours truly, Shawn Spears. CM Punk's gushing. He's bleeding heavily, just like Dale says here. He's bleeding heavily. CM Punk's not only bleeding heavily, he's been put on a leash, and MJF has grabbed him by his hair with the microphone to his lips. He says, CM Punk, you are a stupid, stupid old man. Look at that. Wow. They're killing him. They're killing him. They're hanging him. Leash around his neck. They're hanging him. They're choking out CM Punk. And wow, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Sting come to the rescue. It is unbelievable what we just saw. That's right. That's awesome. What is happening? What is happening? They literally tried to kill CM Punk. CM Punk is bleeding so heavily. That was brutal. That was brutal. We not only saw CM Punk just being busted open, just gushing so heavily, blood pouring down his face, but we saw Shawn Spears trying to kill CM Punk. I mean, earlier we were reading a report about Cain Velasquez possibly serving a 70-year sentence for attempted murder. That was an attempted murder in kayfabe world, at least, by Shawn Spears and by MJF, literally hanging CM Punk, putting a leash around his neck, hanging him, choking him out. Good for Sting, Darby Allin. Good for these people for coming out and saving CM Punk, because God knows what would have happened, right? But that was not even the match. That was not even the dog collar match itself. That was just a little bit of the go home to that match. So a little bit of the preview for what we're going to see. Can you imagine how brutal this dog collar match is going to be? I mean, the last time we saw such a match between Cody Rhodes and John Huber, R.I.P., the late and great Mr. Huber, the last time we saw this match, it was brutal. and I still cannot get it out of my head because of how beautiful and brutal and just raw that match was. It was great. So I've got a lot of respect for everybody involved and everybody that we saw, and I've got a lot of respect for CM Punk and MJF, and I'm pretty sure that they're gonna lay it down. They're gonna go raw. They're gonna go all out this Sunday when it comes to the dog collar match. We're gonna see a lot of blood. We're gonna see a lot of sweat, and they're gonna earn a lot of respect in that dog collar match. It's gonna be great. This is intense, absolutely. Former NXT wrestler Vanessa Bourne, that's right. Danielle Kamala do great yesterday at AEW Dark against Marina Shafir. That's awesome, Bobby. And you know what? We might actually add AEW Dark and Elevation into our watch-along playlist too. We could be doing that. And just like I said, this watch-along is going to go to a whole new level. I'm doing stuff with this watch-along. I'm planning something that's going to take these watch-alongs to a whole new level, a level that YouTube has never seen before. It's going to be an experience more than just watching me or listening to me talk. It's going to be an experience for everybody, and you're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to make it happen very, very soon, and I know that you're going to love it, guys. I know you're going to love it. It's going to happen very soon. Absolutely crazy indeed. CM Punk will get his revenge Sunday. Yes, and I expect for both of them to be busted open, to be bleeding, to be, having their heart in their arm and putting it all out for the fans in the match. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be good. It's going to be crazy. And I'm going to be here for it. And we're going to be here for it, right? We're all going to be here for it. MJF is the greatest heel. Yeah, love or hate AEW. You cannot ignore MJF, and you cannot ignore the fact that he is perhaps one of the greatest heels at this time, and also, I believe in the past 2 decades, I don't think we've seen any heel come this close to MJF. Really good.
Hey man, I'm just here to let you know Rampage is Stark's country. I'm the president.
Okay. So a little bit of the Rampage pitch here. I guess what we're gonna get here is we're gonna get, okay. Let's see.
And I'm just trying to be a good brother and give you the heads up, alright?
So, Stark's telling Keith Lee that, you know what, Rampage is the Stark's country. Don't try to make it to Rampage because this is my place. That's my house. And Keith Lee accepts the challenge. We're definitely not going to be seeing Keith Lee in action, right? I don't think we will. We're probably going to see him in action next week at Rampage, but not tonight, not here. Brutal match. It is indeed going to be a brutal match. Yep. What's up, Joey? Good to see you, brother. Joey's in the house. That's right. Yep. I wasn't commercial, brother, but right now, what I'm seeing is the DMD is Dr. Britt Baker making her way to the ring. Beautiful stuff. And who said Roman Reigns is a better heel than MJF? No freaking way, indeed. I have finally arrived. Joey, you missed out on a lot of stuff. Lots of craziness happening, not just in AEW, but also in the wrestling news universe. Lots of stuff happening, and good to see you, brother. Good to see you. That's right. Yep. Reading this morning, Asuka is, yes, that's true. Asuka is indeed clear to wrestle following the surgery that she had, and of course, WWE has no plans, right, for Alexa Bliss and Bayley after WrestleMania. Of course, they have no plans. They have no plans for anybody. I mean, you talk about Veer Mahan, you talk about, Elias, who's been on the shelf for how long now? Just because they have no plans for him, right? It's ridiculous, it's disgusting, but it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Remember those 3 sides to ever... Yeah, that's right. This guy, AJ, has got bigger news for us than Tony Khan. That's right, that's right. And for anybody, of course, people are going to have their doubts about it, but if you're talking about wrestling news, you're going to hear a lot of sides to the story, especially since there are so many people involved. But you know what? You guys are free to believe whatever you want to believe, but and you're free to support whoever you want to support. But I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be telling you the truth, and that's it, just the truth. That's it. I've been doing this for over 5+ years, and I was not going to let anybody else come here, ruin the show, snatch it away from myself. It was not going to happen. Triple H around 2005 with Evolution was perhaps one of the best heels, but MJF is up there. Absolutely, brother. Yeah, it's gonna be big, right? Two monsters, absolute monsters, Keith Lee and Hobbs, both of them on Rampage. It's gonna be good for sure. I've seen Veer wrestle. He could be some. Yes, Veer Mahan is good. And the fact about Veer is that he comes from India, right? So he definitely will bring that audience with him. And especially with that whole face paint that he has on and the gimmick and everything and the his size, he's going to draw a lot of attention and he's going to draw a lot of eyes to the product. A lot of it. And the fact that not only is he good in the ring, not only is he big, not only has he got the gimmick going right now, which I hope that he still continues in the on the main roster, but he also can talk. He's good at communications. He can really cut promos, and he can talk and he can communicate with the fans, which is something we have seen that has missed out. That a lot of international stars have either missed out on, or WWE has forced them to put on a fake accent. But with Veer Mahan and the promos and the vignettes that we've seen, we know that WWE is not making him pull off a fake accent or anything else. It's just him being, his true self. He's putting out his no fake accent. He's just being his real self, a monster, and he's actually communicating well with the fans in good English. So it's got to be good. I see Veer Mahan going big as well. If WWE doesn't drop the ball on him, though, we'll see. Am I missing something? Mercedes, and that's right, it's happening. This tag team, as Victor said, is going to be a good ladies tag match. I hope they push Keith Lee. Yeah, and it's going to be a good match at Rampage. It's going to be Powerhouse versus Keith Lee, the Bear Cat. Let's see. I think it could be a very memorable bout. That's right. Have been doing this for over 5 years now. Thank you. That's right. Thank you so much. And now, with that being said, we are currently in picture, and a lot of commercials that I'm seeing tonight are the same commercials that we usually see for Impact Wrestling. And I know Impact Wrestling has the weirdest commercials out there, but tonight AEW Dynamite is no less. Getting some weird commercials: dental insurance, car insurance, mortgage. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if it suits their target audience, but okay. These damn you're getting pizza commercials. I'm getting dental commercials, and I'm getting car insurance and mortgages. So you're definitely luckier than me, D-Star. You're getting the better commercials out there. I have to sit around and see a bunch of teeth on my screen, so that sucks. Yeah, and I'm getting a Google Pixel commercial now. Let's see. Thank you. Thank you. Put some respect on Keith Lee's name and bask in his glory. There's no more Bearcat. That's right. I'm sorry. I know I called him Bearcat. Shouldn't have done that. But I can't help it. Sometimes WWE really gets the names in your head and you can't help but just put him out there. But yeah, no more Bearcat. It is Keith Lee and Keith Lee only. That's right. Bask in his glory. And this Rampage is going to be a good match. And I think it's going to be a proper match to really send us to Revolution, to the big weekend that we've got coming up. We've not only got Revolution pay per view, but we've also got an Impact Wrestling pay per view that comes out this Saturday. So it's going to be a big weekend in terms of wrestling, and we're going to be here for all of it. For all of it. That's true. I'd rather see pizza than I see. That's right, D Star. Good for you, right? Yeah. Yep. And with that being said, picture in picture seems to be, yes, it's over finally. Picture in picture gone. And now we're back into the ring. And Mercedes Martinez now going in the ring. DMD tries to interfere, regrets it. Hater is pretty good though. She's good in the ring. She can move. She's definitely she definitely has a future. But again, you look at all these women who do you see taking the title of Britt Baker? I mean, she's been champion for so long. It seems like the championship is now a part of her gimmick. I mean, I don't know, a part of her. The AEW Women's World Championship seems like it's a part of Britt Baker. These two can never be separated because of how long she's been champion. I wonder who will finally take it off her. I mean, definitely we've got Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker facing off against each other at Revolution. But is it gonna be true? Is that gonna be true? Are these two actually? Is Thunder Rosa gonna be the one person who will take out the Britt Baker's championship? I don't see it happening. I think we'll have to see somebody even bigger, somebody even a bigger threat to Britt Baker's championship, because we've seen her, go head to head, toe to toe against some of the greatest in the ring. Thunder Rosa, also is an amazing talent, but I just don't see her taking away Britt Baker's title. Who do you see? Who do you see? Do you see Thunder Rosa possibly taking it away from Britt Baker at Revolution? Let me know. DMD had so much potential and hype a few months back, but has done nothing since. Maybe it's her or it's the booking. I agree. I don't know if it's her though, because you look at her right now, and when she's allowed to wrestle and when she's allowed to perform, she does a decent job, doesn't she? She does a good job. So I don't think it's her. I definitely think that it's the booking, but not her. But we'll see. Yeah. Impact is good now. Honor no more. Moose a good champion. That's right. And we did an interview with Moose recently for the No Surrender pay-per-view. As I said earlier, we've got a good relationship with Impact Wrestling. So anytime you guys want any of the Impact wrestlers to be on here on Wrestling News and do an interview with us, sit down with us, talk about their upcoming matches or something, let us know, and I'm going to try my best to make it happen. But Impact Wrestling is pretty good now. A decent show. They put on some good matches, doing good stuff. Back, can you do a WWE 2K22 live stream? Jacob, you know what? Consider it done. Definitely. Yeah. Gotta be planning something out for 2K22. If Thunder Rosa didn't win the belt, it would have to be Serena Deeb. That's a good point. I can actually see Serena Deeb winning it instead of Thunder Rosa. I don't think it's gonna be Thunder. I don't think so. But Serena Deeb, I think, could happen. But not Thunder Rosa. I don't see it happening. If it happens, I'd be shocked. Who knows? Maybe it would be Hater. I think Hater is pretty good. I think she's got a bright future. I think some more months or maybe a year or two later, she's gonna be great. Oh. And just when I was saying that Thunder Rosa is not gonna win, she actually pinned Britt Baker clean. That was a hard move, right on the neck of Britt Baker, and just like that, Thunder Rosa has won the match, which just makes me feel that she's not gonna win the big one. I feel like she's not winning at Revolution. And usually, this is what happens. If the challenger goes over on the free TV show, they usually don't go over on the pay-per-view. So I don't see it happening on the pay-per-view. I don't see history repeating itself. I don't see Thunder Rosa pinning Britt Baker at Revolution. But let me know if you think otherwise. No women has stepped up since AEW started, says, yeah, I agree. Can you do a Braun Strowman interview? Braun Strowman could definitely try. It could happen. Yeah, I'll definitely try it, Jacob. I'll let you know if it happens, yeah? AEW has a lot of women on the roster, but no one near the level of Charlotte or Becky or Ronda in terms of star power. Definitely agree with you. And, we see this woman right here, Jade Cargill. I mean, she's just as tall. She's got some star power. I think a few more months into her run as champion, and some more training and some more work on her character and just personality, I think Jade Cargill could be the next Charlotte Flair. She could be the next big star. They just need to protect her, treat her better, treat her like a royalty, like Charlotte's treated, give her the proper entrance, just work on her character and work on her personality. And I think Jade Cargill could be the next big thing. Absolutely. And with that being said, guys, lots of commercials tonight. We're back to picture in picture as Sammy comes out with his signboards, but we're back to picture in picture. Look at that. And let's take a look at the comments here. What do you think of Bianca? Doesn't Get Roll look like it's made for kids? That's true. I absolutely agree. Yep. No, I do agree. She definitely looks like very PG. She looks very PG. Do you think MJF will win the WWE Championship 2024 if come to WWE? Look, if MJF comes to WWE, which he talks about here and there, I think he just does it to get the AEW fans, mad and to just go over as a heel. But if he ultimately goes over to the WWE, I could see him perhaps being, again, one of the biggest heels in the company, one of the biggest, and of course being WWE champion as well. I could see big things for him, as I'm pretty sure everybody else can see it. DMD took a pin clean, interesting for sure, and that just makes me feel like she took a clean pin on the free TV show that's Dynamite, which means that she's not gonna make it happen again at Revolution on the pay per view. I don't see it happening again. Jonathan Gresham, ROH champion, can now defend his title. That's right. With Tony Khan now owning ROH, it just opens the door for a lot of interesting matches to happen. A lot of stuff could be happening. Once again, we could be seeing Impact and ROH. And of course, Impact and AEW was in a working relationship at one point, right? They were in a working relationship. But now that ROH is owned by Tony Khan, we could once again be seeing ROH and Tony Khan and Impact working together in the form of ROH and Impact. But we could also see Impact, AEW, and ROH working together all at the same time. It's so weird and confusing because now Tony Khan owns two promotions. The possibilities are endless. And we know that promotions would be more than happy to collaborate. And there we could be seeing a lot of free agents show up in ROH. And it just opens the doors to a lot of possibilities. This is a great time to be an independent wrestler because now you have so many opportunities out there. Earlier it was you make it to WWE and that's it, right? Or it was make it to OVW and you might make it to WWE. Or it was you make it to ROH and maybe you'll make it to WWE or AEW. But now ROH, now that Tony Khan owns it, it's already gone a level up, right? So you make it to ROH, you make it to AEW, you make it to Impact, you make it to WWE, or you make it to AAA or anywhere. I mean, so many options, so many possibilities out there. If you are an independent star and you're trying to make it to the business right now in America, you've got a lot of opportunities. So really a great time to be a wrestling fan and a great time to be a wrestler. Jade needs time. I agree. She does. She's a little green. She needs time. But she could be the wrestler. She could be the women's wrestler of AEW. The original AEW wrestler. Hey AJ, if you do Braun Strowman interview, can you tell him to come back to WWE? Hey, you know what? If I tell him that, he's probably gonna walk off the interview. You know that. He's gonna be very angry. But I'm definitely gonna ask him if he would ever be interested in going back to the WWE. We'll definitely ask him that. And Chris says, thoughts on the final roster for 2K? Are you disappointed or are you impressed? I went over the roster last time we were live on Monday for Raw. And I spoke about how there are so many released talent on the roster, which is good because without those talent, the roster would have been very, very small. But overall, I must say that I'm satisfied with the roster so far. I think they got everybody that they could get on the game. We've also got Jeff Hardy, so that's pretty cool. And I'm satisfied with it. I've got no complaints. And from what I've heard, this game is actually good and it has no glitches from what I've heard. There will be no need for patches from what I've heard. So I'm excited. And I'm looking forward to getting my hands on the game myself and to trying it out. But I'm actually excited. And Chris, as we had decided earlier, we're going to go one-on-one in 2K22 when the game comes out. That's going to happen. Hey, AJ, can we do a match request in 2K22? Absolutely, Jacob. If we do a 2K22 live stream, it's going to be all about you guys. So you tell me the matches you want to see and we'll make it happen, right? So do I watch Sammy and his childish cards or do I watch... D-Star. I know the decision that you made, brother. I know that. I always say it, D-Star is my spirit animal. We think alike. Is KJ, just like I said, Jacob, KJ is no longer be here. He's no longer going to be here. He's been running around telling people stuff. He's been going to my own sister and telling her things that are not true about myself. So a lot of disgusting things are happening. And to say I'm hurt would be an understatement. And KJ, LJ, William are not a part of Wrestling News, and they're never going to be here again. Yep. Do you think Buddy Murphy will be next week in AEW? Buddy Murphy for sure, yeah. Maybe Rampage too. Who knows? But for sure. Oh, that was a short match. Sweet and simple. AJ, we want to unite all live sessions. You are so clear in your approach and descriptions. You're amazing. Thank you. And I'm going to be here for all the live sessions. Question is AEW coming to Attack in 2022 in November? Maybe. This year's All Out could be a 2-night event like Mania since Tony Khan now owns ROH. That's a very good point, Victor. And honestly, I myself am not a very big fan of 2-night events. I feel like 2-night can be a bit of a stretch. So I'm not the biggest fan, but we'll see. And Wardlow and Shawn Spears actually going face to face. Look at that. Is Wardlow gonna break free? It's been a long time coming indeed. Let's see. Shawn Spears, Wardlow looked eye to eye. Shawn Spears got a bit intimidated and looked away. And he took a step back. Wardlow now basking in his own glory. His theme song's playing, and he's just getting the cheers from the crowd. He's happy. Yeah, he's climbing that turnbuckle, getting those cheers in. That's good. Wardlow's doing good stuff. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, and we've got a TNT Championship match. That's going to be Sammy versus Andrade versus Darby Allin at Rampage. And we're also going to be seeing Keith Lee in action, which is going to be an amazing match. We've also got Serena Deeb in action, Rampage. And of course, Revolution is going to be a stacked show in itself. We've got a lot of dream matches at Revolution. The one match, you already know it, guys. The one match I'm really looking forward to is, of course, the dog collar match between MJF and CM Punk. But then you've also got the Adam Cole versus Hangman. You've got QT Marshall versus Hook. I mean, so many dream matches right there. The younger generation versus the older generation. Lots of good stuff happening. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready for Revolution. Should be good. Hey, AJ. So KJ, Jacob, he's gone. Wardlow squash match. Yep, that was a squash match indeed. Is Shawn Spears the 10 guy? That's right. He's Ty Dillinger. He is that guy, the 10 guy. He got over in the WWE thanks to his 10 chants, but those didn't work out in the WWE. In AEW, he jumped ship here, maybe hoping that he'd get over, but no, he's far from over. I don't think that they even care anymore. And I don't think if they're going to renew his contract when it's up. So, yeah, I don't know. It's tricky because for the WWE, when we see these people, when we see these wrestlers, we know that who's selling merch and who's doing what and whatnot. But for AEW, I don't know if they sell a lot of merch when it comes to guys like Trent or Ty Dillinger and all that stuff. So I wonder, how do they evaluate the performance here? Definitely merch cannot be one of them. Cannot be. Thank you. Hey AJ, can you do my match first, like the Bloodline versus Edge? John, Dominic, you got it, Jacob. We're going to do it. So make sure to tune in when we get our hands on 2K22. We're going to be live and we're going to be doing a lot of matches for sure. Yeah, it's getting interesting. AEW is definitely getting interesting, guys. And Chris says, I was impressed with MJF's documentary, Scars and Scarves, talking about his pre-AEW indie run. It's good. Check it out, AJ. Thank you, Chris. Definitely going to be checking it out. MJF is just one of those wrestlers who has struggled his way up and who has reached here himself. He's a self-made man, a self-made professional. He's done a good job, and look, he's doing a decent job for himself right here on AEW. He's just putting it out there. Awesome stuff from MJF. And wherever he is right now in the industry, he's worked hard for it, and he deserves it. So, it's hard not to get behind MJF and not to support him, but also hate him at the same time because he's such a good heel. We can use some of the wrestling news merch. Oh, look at that. Loving the love. Wrestling news merch, since we've been asked about it a couple times during this watch-along itself, it will come out, and the wrestling news merch will be out. I'm going to be working on it and making sure that it comes out sooner than later, maybe in time for WrestleMania, but wrestling news merch will be out. It's a promise. Can we do? Yeah, for sure. When 2K22 comes out, I'm going to ask you guys what matches you want to see, and we're going to make it happen. I got to say the Revolution card, that's right, D-Star. Love or hate AEW, you got to agree that the Revolution card is jam-packed. And they do put on some good pay-per-views, right? So I'm looking forward to this one. And this pay per view is not about the surprises, or it's not about, a surprise debut or something like that. No, this pay per view is all about the wrestling, all about the incredible matchups that they've come out with. And I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be one hell of a pay per view, and the action is just going to be top notch. I'm looking forward. AEW should have had a qualifying match between Miro and Brian Cage. Trying to think about it. Miro and Brian Cage. Yeah. Yeah, I think that AEW should be using Miro more than they're doing right now, because I think that they've kind of dropped the ball when it comes to Miro. I'd like to see him more, but we just don't.
They gave you new sight. Wasn't it the house?
Malachi Black.
They gave you new means to find new levels of violence. Part of the human condition. Society chooses. The part
So Revolution on Fight TV, it cost $20, $19.99. So it costs $20 on Fight TV to tune in. So, and I know Jacob was talking about Buddy Murphy. There he is. Buddy Murphy's here. Look at that. The House of Black in the building, at least backstage, right? Most looking forward to Dean Ambrose versus Brian. I love it. Yeah, that's right. John Moxley versus Brian Danielson. There you go. D-Star, love it. Yeah, we've seen this match for sure in another promotion before, but we're going to be seeing it in AEW, and it should be a hell of a match. I'm really looking forward to it. Can you download all AEW characters? Yeah, for sure, we'll do it. We'll do it. Cage is out, Jacob. He's out, and we're not going to mention him anymore. He's out. Look at that.
Okay?
That's horrible. Our thoughts and prayers are with Scott Hall. Hope he recovers soon, but that's horrible. Thanks for keeping us up to date, Chris.
So I'm gonna win it anyway. It's because I'm too busy making sure you're always winning.
Look at that. Wardlow is actually turning on his friends. Oh! He says, I'm too busy making sure you're always winning. He says that to Maxwell. That's MJF. MJF has had enough, and he slaps Wardlow. When Wardlow's furious, he's angry.
If I were you,
That's right.
I would not mistake my kindness for weakness, or I swear to God, you and your family will be out on the street.
Look at that. MJF with the threat. He says that, hey, Wardlow, if it wasn't for me, you'd be out in the streets. So, Wardlow, I believe he took that personally. He's angry, and there are going to be repercussions for sure. And I believe to close the show here for the main event, we've got Adam Cole coming out. Should be a good match as well. Let's see. That's right, the bad guy. That's right. It happened. Sure, we'll do it, Jacob. Name the match. We'll make it happen. Tony Khan needs to actually sign Wardlow. Yeah, they need to invest more into him, and I think Wardlow will be the next big thing. I know that WWE was actually wanting to have Wardlow on board and wanted to sign him to a contract, so we'll see how they do it, but it's interesting for sure. Do you like the new stage? Yeah, this is the stage for that they usually have for the Daily's Place, right? So, yeah, Daily's Place has a unique stage for AEW as always. That's interesting. Is this the same place? That's right. Yes, that's right. The parking lot of this very place where AEW started. And that's what Tony Khan said when he came out there. He said, this is where we started 3 years ago in the parking lot. And look at us right now, sold out arena. We're here. And he made that incredible, a historic announcement that he now not only owns AEW, but he also owns ROH Wrestling. Incredible. I think Wardlow turns on MJF this Sunday. Wow, this Sunday. So you mean Wardlow could be costing MJF his match against CM Punk? That would be big. But I don't know if that's going to do something to stop the momentum of, I don't know. I don't know if I need Wardlow in that match, because for me, a dog collar match is all about the struggle. It's all about the pain, the suffering, and it's all about each person for himself, just hanging on to dear life, trying to just stay in action and trying to make it till the very end and win the match, right? So I don't know if I want a third person involved. but I could see it happening. And I know why you say that, Dale. I think I could see it happening, but I don't want it to happen. I think the match should only be about Punk and MJF and the dog collar. That's it. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Adam Cole fan, but I think he will win the title at Revolution. Yeah, D. And Adam Cole, I was there live when he made his NXT debut. I was there live at the Barclays Center NXT Takeover, and the New York City popped. New York City popped for Adam Cole. They went crazy with the Adam Cole Bay Bay chants, and I know since the very beginning people have loved Adam Cole, and he's here at AEW. People love him, and I guess he definitely has a chance at the title. I think what you think, and I think that he is definitely gonna take home the gold at Revolution for sure. We'll see you Friday, Jacob. Take care, buddy. And can you do 2K22 on Sunday and Saturday at 7? Okay, Jacob. We're definitely gonna be doing it. We'll let you know the time, but we're doing it for sure. And we're doing it often. Thank you. Yeah, we definitely are, just like I said earlier, when we were starting off this stream, I said that, we're lucky and we're fortunate enough to be sitting at the comfort of our own homes and talking about wrestling and enjoying pro wrestling and just enjoying entertainment. But there are a lot of people out there who are not even able to live peacefully at their own homes or in their own country. They're being asked to leave, they're being forced to leave. And we should definitely be keeping there in our thoughts and prayers because they need it. They need it, and we're fortunate, and they're not. So we have to send our prayers and best wishes to them, and hope that this whole thing just resolves very soon. And speaking of that, the match is officially underway. Bobby Fish and Hangman Adam Page kicking things off. Have you guys seen the video when Samoa Joe pushed MJF in the hallway? That's right, I've seen it. And it's so funny because when you look back at these shows and these videos, and you see these little Easter eggs like MJF working security, CM Punk being one of the guys, just one of the extras in the John Cena entrance, and these Easter eggs are so funny and so special, right? Yeah, so cool. Take care, buddy. Take care. I'll see you. I just think Cole thinks he's on the level of someone like Shawn Michaels, which he said on the Pat McAfee show. I agree, D. He definitely thinks so, and I know he's got the fan behind him. He's got a lot of fans behind him supporting himself. So, yeah, I understand why people, love him, and I understand why he thinks like he's one of the best because, he's got talent to pull it off, and he's got the fan support to pull off his claims. So, definitely. But I also agree with what you're saying. He's no Shawn Michaels, but he's definitely Adam Cole. Thank you. Really, 1 million? That's right. And I've got friends on both sides of the border, and I've spoken with them on both sides of the border, and they're hurt and they're devastated. And I said this earlier, let's not subject all Russians to hate because not everybody is for this war. Most of the people are against this war. Even in Russia, people don't want this war. So, let's not stereotype everybody and just put on everybody, the entire community, under this, category of hate. We don't want to subject them to hate because they don't deserve hate. I mean, not everybody wants this war, and we shouldn't be generalizing the whole population because of a few people's actions. If we need to put an end to something apart from this war, it's racism, it's xenophobia, and it's a lot of stereotypes that we see in our society. And by hating on community, we're not helping it. So definitely, let's not hate on anybody, but send our prayers to Ukraine because they need it. That's right. For Ukraine, we hope things get better. That's right. Love the love here. Love the love that you guys show. That's right. I can say I'm not impressed with Christian versus Ethan Page to get in a ladder match. I would rather have had a surprise. Yeah, Chris, I agree with you. For sure. And so far, it's a good show. I don't know how would you rate it, but if I had to rate it, give it an early rating. This match is far from being over. We've still got 15 minutes on the clock. But from what I've seen so far in the show, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's been a pretty sweet show. Just right off the bat, Tony Khan coming out there with his announcement, and the first match that we saw, which was a major throwback to ROH, the first ever ROH main event. It's been a good show. The women's tag team match also pretty good. Your thoughts on AEW making games like WWE? Yeah, it had to happen, right? I mean, it's a business. They have to go head to head, toe to toe against their competition. So good on them, for sure. Hmm. Bobby Fish now working the legs of Hangman Adam Page. And Adam Cole now knows that since they're in control, Adam Cole wants in on this match and wants to capitalize on Adam Page already being down and wants to put him through a whole world of pain right here, right now. Adam Page, okay, a roll up, back and forth roll ups, and once again for the roll. Oh, not a roll up this time. I think he's gonna go. He's gonna. Oh no, lots of reversals here. A dodge, a kick to the knee, and now lots of dodge, lots of reversals. It's pretty cool. These people, so far from what I can see in this match, is that these two definitely have a very solid chemistry, which I like so far. With Tony Khan's announcement, if this show is a night out of fine, that's right. And I like how Tony Khan made his announcement. He came out. It was not all smoke and mirrors. It was not all just bells and whistles. He came out without an entrance music, without none of that, just extra stuff. He came out. He said, "You know what? I'm not going to take a lot of your time. We're gonna get to wrestling. I just have this big announcement that I'm going to make real quick." And he was just being very real about it. And he just made the announcement and was on his way back, and we got some good wrestling. So I really appreciate the way they pulled off the announcement. Just very real, and I liked it. Definitely. I'm not fully on board with Tony Khan's announcement. D-Star, you're my spirit animal. I say it all the time. I mean, I understand your opinion, and I can somewhat relate. But it's okay. Tony Khan had said that this is not going to be an announcement related to a talent acquisition. It's going to be a business-related announcement, a business expansion, and that's what it was. But if you look at the industry and you look at wrestling industry in America, Tony Khan acquiring ROH is definitely a big deal, a very big deal. So good on them. You should interview KTR. Okay, thank you, Bobby, for letting me know on that suggestion. I'm going to write this name down. I'm going to try and reaching out. Thank you. What else do we have here? Victor says, if the Casino Tag Team Battle Royal would have had Joker, this show... yeah, they missed out on that one, right? Yep, absolutely. Okay, some picture-in-picture here again. So, since we're in picture, and we're seeing those men in the ring, I would like to ask you, anybody here getting the new WWE video game, or if you're excited about it, if you're looking forward to it, let me know. I'd like to know how many people are actually getting the game, because apparently it's supposed to be a good one. Also, the first WWE game that's going to be released on the next-gen consoles. That is the PS5 and, of course, its Xbox counterpart. So let me know if you're getting the new WWE 2K22 video game, which comes out next week. D-Star says, so far, I'd say the show has been a 6.5, and a few of those points for the nice pizza commercials. That's right, D-Star. It's so funny. Now, I don't know the target audience. I understand the pizza, because who doesn't love pizza? And pizza can't suit any target audience, right? But then we're seeing a lot of commercials for casino games, and we're seeing them for mortgage, and we're seeing them for dental health. I don't know if it suits the target audience, but good on them for getting that commercials money, right? Rumors are Tony Khan has another announcement and a new debut this Sunday at Revolution. Wow, look at that. And Tony Khan, we heard about the HBO Max stuff, so that cannot be a lie. I mean, the word was going out that they did make a new deal, and he's not allowed to talk about it until the deal is finalized. So I believe the deal is still in the works, and he will ultimately be making an announcement on it as well, a deal with HBO Max. It just isn't finalized yet. That's why he's not allowed to mention it, since he has signed a no disclosure agreement with the company. So he will be making an announcement sooner than later. It could happen at Revolution, it could happen later, but that announcement will come for sure. There you go. Dale says he's getting 2K22. Dale, I'm gonna see you in the ring then. We have to have a match against each other, or maybe in a tag team in 2K22. I've gotten 2K20, which has more botches than the GC. Yeah, I've always been a big gamer. I mean, especially a WWE gaming fan. This is actually the way I actually got into professional wrestling through video games. It was the WWE PC game that I first played and I loved. And then I got a PlayStation 2 just for their SVR 2008 game, which was my first WWE game. And I fell in love with the video games. And right after the SVR 2008 game, I was hooked and I got into wrestling on television and I got more video games and more wrestling on television. And now we're here doing a YouTube on wrestling watch-alongs every day. So there you go. Chris says, so question, AJ March 12th watch-along, Warrior Wrestling or GCW Astronaut event? March 12th. Let's see. March 12th is Saturday. Chris, you're on. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it for Warrior Wrestling. Is GCW Astronaut event happening on the very same day? Let me see. Let's see. GCW Astronaut Wrestling 2022 is also happening on March 12th. I see. We're doing a combined watch along for both of them, Chris. Yeah, there you go. We'll do it both at the same time. So Fashion Smooth says, wonder what promotion will he buys next. Will it be King of Wrestling Promotions very soon? That's right. He's definitely going all out, acquiring all the talent, acquiring all the promotions. Could happen. Yeah, Chris, March 12th, I'm going to see you there. And as I said earlier, guys, if you want us to do any watch-alongs, let me know. If you want me to do any interviews, let me know, and I'll make it happen. That's my promise to you. And Adam Cole now in the ring against Hangman Adam Page. Adam Page gets up real quick, and face-to-face, both of them back and forth punches now. Look at that. Toronto Raptors. No, okay, Ricky. No, not me. Sorry about that. That wasn't me. Tony Khan, that's right. Look at that. We're getting a little bit of the glimpse, right? We're getting a little preview at what we could be seeing in a match between Adam Cole and Hangman this Sunday. And so far, the preview has looked very good. I mean, that was a really hard-hitting clothesline, and Adam Page actually did a 360 degree, and he's down now. That was a big, strong arm to the face of Adam Cole. Adam Cole is now down, and he's out. And just like I was saying, these two have a good chemistry. They sell each other's moves very well. They know how to reverse each other's moves, dodge them in time, and they're doing a good job working together. So I'm looking forward to this match at Revolution, for sure. How will that work, AJ? Will you have two streams on two devices? Yes, that's what I'm going to do, Chris. Yeah. Interview Vince and Tony Khan both. Yeah, I'd love to do that. Tony Khan might as well buy WWE. LOL, him and his dad are actually richer than Vince. It's true. I don't know if he's richer than Vince, but his dad sure is, right? I mean, lots of money right there. Sorry, AJ. There you go. I'm going to be doing both the promotions for sure at the same time. March 12th. It's happening. AEW video games should be better than WWE's games because AEW games is being made by Ukes. Yes, the Ukes are the guys who were behind the games back when THQ was around. And, we used to get all those OG games with THQ and the SVR games and the, Here Comes the Pain and whatnot. Ukes been involved in all those games. So they actually got off board when 2K came on board. Ukes left. So it's going to be interesting now that Ukes is on board with the 2K game. Looking forward to how it all turns out. Now this guy, Kenny Omega, actually went on record saying that, hey, 2K22 looks gorgeous. It looks like a beautiful game. And he said that, you know what? Our game, the AEW console game, will not look nearly as good when it comes to the looks and appearance and the production. But it will play well. and the fans who used to play the older games will enjoy the game, but it will not look as good as 2K22. So for me, I think especially in this day and age when you've got such big next gen consoles like the PS5 that are capable of producing such lifelike graphics. I think in such a day and age, you really need to have games that look good and not just feel good or play good. So I think that's a bit of a bummer that the game will not look as good as 2K22. But we'll have to see if the gameplay is going to be so good that it will get people on board and would have people buying the game. We'll see. D-Star says, and Cole takes the victory, which makes me think he may not win on the weekend. Wait a second, so are you ahead of me? Because right now, I'm still seeing... Oh, okay, I see it now. There you go. And just like we said earlier, D-Star, Thunder Rosa got the victory, which means that Thunder Rosa is probably not going to get the victory at Revolution. And Cole, if he gets the victory here, he's not going to get it at Revolution either. So we'll see. That's right. That's right. He won. He won the match. WWE stars are better than AEW, so we'll have to think which one to play. That's really funny. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Well, this has been a brutal match. We saw CM Punk bleeding profusely. We saw him being hanged. I mean, they were trying to choke him. They were trying to get him to pass out by putting him on a leash and really hanging him by his throat. And now we're seeing Adam Page being duct taped to the ring ropes and being bullied by the Undisputed Era, by Adam Cole. Look at that. You know what, D-Star? I feel like Adam Cole's winning it, man. I know you have this theory, which I agree. Most of the times we see this happening, but I think that we saw Thunder Rosa win tonight, right? Which is why we're not going to see her win at Revolution, but not. But I think that it's not going to be true for this match. I think Adam Cole is definitely winning it. I don't see a reason for them to not put the title on Cole. I think they're putting it on Cole, and they're going to do it for sure. Let's see what happens, though. D-Star gives tonight's show a 7 out of 10, and I'm going to be in the same ballpark, actually. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 as well after this show. I know that Victor gave it a 9.5, and he took 0.5 out because no Joker. But it's been a good show so far. I mean, anybody else who would like to give their ratings, please feel free to do so. But I must say, this has been a good show. I thoroughly enjoyed it and absolutely love doing the watch along with you guys. 8 out of 10 says Chris. That's awesome. Jacob, welcome back. Thank you so much, Victor, for the support. Thank you. And as I said, Wrestling News, and I've been doing this for 5+ years, and I will continue to do so for the next 5, 10, 15 years. If I have to do it all alone, like I've done all this while, we'll do it all alone. But for now, the volunteers that we have had on board are gone, and they're gone for good. And the damage that they had to do has been done. So kudos to them. But we're going to keep the momentum up. We're going to keep going. Thank you so much for all the support that you've shown tonight. And I promise to you, I'm going to bring out the best content possible for all of you. Thank you so much for the support. I love you back, everybody. Thank you for watching AEW Dynamite with me. I'm going to be back tomorrow for Impact Wrestling. Going to be here every single day for all the wrestling shows out there. I hope you all have a good night. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow for Impact Wrestling. Thank you, and take care.